Welcome to Penrose Learning, where we make understanding easy.
You start by getting into the HG8145v5 web interface. Connect a laptop by cable for stability, then open a browser and go to 192, 168, 1, 1. Log in with admin credentials. If you haven't changed them, use the default printed on the sticker. Once logged in, check the firmware version on the status page so you know whether settings menus match these instructions. This ensures you can follow the right menu paths when disabling the Wi-Fi QR code later. Now move into wireless or WLAN settings and look for sharing functions labeled Guest, Share, WPS, or Easy Setup. You're hunting specifically for a Wi-Fi QR code or similar toggle that publishes network info as a QR image. Once found, switch it off. If there's a separate WPS or Easy Setup option, disable that too because they often re-enable sharing. Apply or save changes, and make sure the device either confirms settings saved or prompts a reboot. You'll accept that if required to commit the change. Finish by confirming the QR code no longer appears in the Web GUI or guest portal. Log out and back in if needed to refresh the interface. If the toggle reverted or QR remains, reboot the router manually and check again. As a last resort, update the firmware to the latest version or perform a factory reset, then reconfigure only essential settings. If problems persist, record the firmware version and error behavior before contacting PLDT support for model-specific guidance.
Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, leave a like and consider subscribing. See you next time.